Dear Iclon friends, my name is Mike Apparition, and I am introducing to you today a very interesting element which we are adding for the collection of very specialized eye props built by Apparition for your enjoyment. This time I am presenting what I call the Magic Steps. Magic Steps is a relatively complex but easy to use prop which allows you to not only create steps but the most fantastic and unbelievable buildings you can ever wonder. Magic Steps is basically a platform where you can see over there. This platform has 20 steps spread all over it. Each of those steps has two controllers, as you can see here at the left, which are named steps 01, 2, and 3, and has also a step B01, which means that one is the top controller and the other one is the bottom controller of the step. The steps are very easily pulled, scaled, and translated to produce practically any structure you might even wonder to build. Let's try first just a simple adjustment on step 01 so you can see how it works. I can bring it up like this, so I can move it. I can displace it to produce a tilted wall like this or the other direction, and it can also be moved sideways like this or like that. All these motions are also time keyable. That means that you can, for instance, if you move ahead in time, and now we can get this wall to grow a little bit more, and we're going to produce a little bending or sort of a change in scale. To do this we might need to see the controller a little bit there on top, and here it is, scale, and we're going to change the scale right there. Now we see that this has happened in time, and we would like the controller to all the way go down like this. So now when we play, it grows, and you can see how it has been transformed in time. Now let's see another thing. When we have one of these steps pulled up, and if we use the B, then what we do is work on the bottom of it, like to making a floating step like that. And if I get the top one, then I can move it like this or like that, and it is floating over there. But this is not only what you can do with it. You can also use the rotate, and then you can rotate it like this, the controller, and then you can produce an interesting pyramid shape just right there. Interesting enough, moving and adjusting can produce very interesting results for the construction of all kinds of interesting props. Buildings can be very complex, and texturing them is also an interesting factor because each one of the steps has a particular map zone which allows you, for instance, if right now we are selecting this would be step 4. See, this is a step 4, right on. Then we look in the maps for step 4, and we can change the mapping for it, and let's find something that would be interesting enough just as to demonstrate the mapping. I guess that my maps are right here at this drive, and we're going to use some extensive map collection, for instance on Mayan inscriptions. Let's look at this. For instance, we could use this one, and we will see that that particular slab has been mapped with that inscription. That's step 4. You look at it. Now each one of those steps have a pivot, and the pivot can be moved to the same root to the center, and then you can of course vary the adjustments like that. So to build anything like a Mayan thing, this is step 4. Let's go now step 5, up. There we go, with step 5 up. And we could do just widen it. To widen it, we just select step 5 and step B05 together. And now when we put with the scales, we can widen it and make it much wider. That one too, step 5, can have its own mapping as we already demonstrated. So let's look at applying another mapping to it. And let's look for the run wall. Okay, we did to step 20, we need to do it to step 5, and here goes the wall. Just little mistakes can always happen. Now there it is, the wall, and it, of course, each individual item in the whole prop can be properly tiled. So we are changing the tile elements here, and here. And we have tiled the wall, and of course this is more interesting too. We pick the whole ladder and select, for instance, rotation, but at the same time we press the control key, then we will generate a duplicate of it right there. And as you see now, we have created, we can rotate it a little bit more, and we can move it. And we are now creating complex structures, which can be buildings, can be many things. It's up to your imagination to use Magic Steps. Magic Steps is a real fantastic tool which combines a lot of flexibility with the ability to animate those items in real time. I hope you enjoy using Magic Steps.